Hi, Peter Charles here, and welcome to my video on tying the Dark Kispiox. Now, patterns like this are kind of generic. I mean, there's tons of patterns that use the same basic construction. We have a tail, we have a body, we have a hackle, and we have a wing. And I'm going to show you a bit of a shortcut that I use when tying these patterns. I mean, let's face it, we're tying flies to go fishing. If I was tying a work of art, it would be different. But you'll see this shortcut, and it is quite helpful. So let's get started. Our thread today is uni black in 6/0. Our tail and our wing is black bucktail. The rib is uni French in gold, and this is a small oval. The body is uni floss in a dark green. The wing is black bucktail, as I mentioned, but I also will be using some black crystal flash in it as well. We're using Grizzly Hackle. And our hook is a mustad salmon single in a size 2. Okay, let's get our thread on. Start with the return. Work it all the way back to the hook point. Now we tie in our tag and our rib. So we're just going to tie this in, work this back, bring it forward. Now I'm going to use the rotary vise to put on the tag. A lot of people won't do that. I'm just doing this to show you an option. Now, keeping the rib underneath the hook, put in a couple of wraps, and then bend it back and wrap it back. By wrapping this back, we're putting the tag as in position to be the rib as well. Now, you could do this separately. We could put on a tag, then we could put on the rib. This allows you to do it in one step. Now we bring our thread forward. Now we're going to do the little shortcut. This only works where your tail material is long enough. In this case, I'm using bucktail. This is what the pattern calls for, and that's nice and long, so I won't have a problem. So I've got it in my stacker. I size it, and just use a couple of pinch loops to hold that in place. Now we put in our floss. Now we have this locked into place. What I can do is I can hold this up at an angle and I can skid the thread down it. If you were putting in the rib at the same time, you could include the rib in this as well. Bring it right up to the tag. Now wind forward. Okay, now we're going to wrap on our floss and we're going to make sure we get good coverage. It doesn't hurt if it overlaps a little bit. Now for the rib, we put one turn at the back. If the tail moves, straighten it up, and then bring it forward. Now we're going to tie in our Grizzly Hackle, and you can see I pulled some barbs back, and I'm going to cut off most of the tip to provide a little triangle for a tying in point. When you're tying in hackle, always tie it in with the curve facing away from you and the shiny side towards you. Now it helps to use hackle pliers when you're doing this. What we need to do is fold these barbs backwards. The last step is to do our wing. Now what I've done is I've taken my black crystal flash and I've cut off 3 strands. Then I've cut those strands in half and put them in my hair stacker. Then I've taken my bucktail, put it in the hair stacker also. So I've got both crystal flash and bucktail mixed in here. I'm going to give it a good lot of thumping. I want those mixed up. Okay, now I have my wing properly mixed up. I'm just going to have to size that. About there, about halfway. Bring my thread back. Lay it in front of the hook. Turn wrap over and it will spin around. Some nice tight wraps. Now we lift up. Trim it off. The final step is to whip finish. There's our Dark Kispiox. All we have to do is add some head cement and we're ready to go fishing.